music, music, music,
technology,
music,
technology,
music, music,
technology,
teacher,
music,
technology,
teacher, teacher,
network,
teacher.
network, net.
Hello everyone, this is Heath with the Music Technology Teacher Network, www.mutechteachernet.com, and welcome to this video series I've created about using Noteflight Learn. If you're not familiar with Noteflight, it's a very capable cloud-based music notation platform. Noteflight Learn was developed specifically for music educators and their students. It is an amazing resource for any music educator and is particularly useful in today's remote digital learning environment. This video series is dedicated to providing short how-tos, tips, and tricks for teachers using Noteflight and Noteflight Learn. Episode 2 will cover basic note entry in Noteflight along with some great tricks and shortcuts to make notating pitches and rhythms a piece of cake. For this example, I've begun a new project by creating a blank score with a single treble clef line. To begin, I will click on the first measure to indicate where I want to begin entering pitches. You have 3 options for entering pitches on the staff. I will demonstrate each option by entering the notes G, A, B, and C in quarter notes. Option 1 is to use your mouse or trackpad to click notes onto the staff. Option 2 is to use your QWERTY keyboard to type the note names. Option 3 is to use a MIDI keyboard to enter the notes onto the staff. It is very important to note that if you're going to use a MIDI keyboard, it must be plugged into the computer before you open Noteflight. Otherwise, the browser will not recognize it as an input. If you want to add the MIDI input after you begin a project, save the project, then close the window. Hook up the MIDI controller to your computer, then reopen the window, and it should work. Another useful function of using a MIDI keyboard is that it makes it super easy to enter chords into the score. You can either play all the notes of the chord at once, or hold down the first note of the chord while you add in the other notes. Obviously, quarter notes are not the only rhythmic duration that you will need to use. You can change the rhythmic duration of the notes you enter by including the note duration tool palette at the top and clicking on the different durations as you need them. When you click on a duration, all subsequent notes will be entered with that duration until you change it. While this is simple and straightforward, it is not the most efficient way to change rhythmic duration. There has to be an easier way, you might say. Well, you're in luck because there is a much easier way. A mouse is a handy tool to use in many computer applications, but if you're like me, it drives me crazy to have to keep reaching for the mouse or trackpad while I'm working on something. Computer program designers have known this for years, which is why we got key commands. Think about the most universal key commands that most anyone would know from using a word processor. Command C to copy, Command X to cut, Command V to paste are ubiquitous to anyone who has used a computer before. Well, Noteflight has its own set of key commands that are super useful, and the first one that I'm going to show you are the key commands that change rhythmic duration. Look to the upper right corner of your QWERTY keyboard and find the left bracket and right bracket keys just below and to the left of the delete key. Once I enter a note on the staff, I can type the right bracket to increase the duration of the note, or the left bracket to decrease the duration of the note. As I enter the notes, I'm using these brackets to adjust the durations as needed. As you can see, this is much quicker and more efficient than using the mouse or trackpad to go back and forth between the staff and the tool palette. Another useful key command is the delete key. If you want to turn any note into a rest, simply select the note and type the delete key. You can use the mouse to select the note or use the arrow keys on the QWERTY keyboard to cycle to the note you want to change. The last key command that I would like to share in this video is the R key on the QWERTY keyboard. Typing the letter R will repeat any note or group of notes that you've selected. A rising or falling sequence of notes is frequently needed in music. By using the R key and the arrow keys on the keyboard, I can quickly repeat two notes and then use the arrow keys to move them up a step before repeating again. With a little practice, I think you will find note entry in Noteflight using these key command shortcuts easy, quick, and efficient. If you found this video to be helpful, I would encourage you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Please feel free to share this video with other colleagues that might find it helpful, and we always appreciate any comments or requests that you leave in the comment box below. MuTech TeacherNet can also be found on Facebook at MuTech TeacherNet or our website www.mutechteachernet.com. I wish you and your students the very best as you teach and they learn about creating and performing music. Advocate, support, inspire, create. This has been a production of the Music Technology Teacher Network.